Hey there, friends. I've been pondering a short passage in the book of James, actually, for about 2 years. But I just was remembering it and wanted to bring it to you guys. And so here we are in the book of James for a brief passage. This is out of the first chapter. Every good and perfect gift comes from above, coming down from the Father of heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadow. For he brought us forth by the word of truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of his creation. So then, beloved brothers and sisters, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. For man's anger does not accomplish God's righteous desires, but put away the evil and moral filth, and receive humbly receive the word implanted, which can save you. So that's a short passage from the book of James. And it starts out with that picture of, God's act, that every good and perfect gift comes from above, coming down from the Father of heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadow. And I was just struck with, that's good news, right? A God that doesn't change like shifting shadow, but has caused you and me to be brought forth by the word of truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits. Now, the first fruits was the first part of a harvest, the best of the best. So that says something about you, doesn't it? That God thinks of you as the first fruits, the best of the best. And out of that, this is the part of this passage that just astounds me. Out of that, out of who God is, does not change like shifting shadows, and what God's done brought us forth like first fruits. We have this so then. So that's a cause. The previous thing is a cause. The effect is, so then, my beloved sisters and brothers, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Isn't that fascinating to you? How is the first expression of us being the first fruits in God's creation an act of being? Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. It's not an act of doing, it's an act of being. Isn't that remarkable? That God has said every good and perfect gift comes from above, and out of that, he's made you and me to be the first fruits, and says then the first action of that first fruits is an act of being. Be quick to listen. How are you doing on that? I just am so struck with how close together we put listening and responding, right? We link them. It's like to have a conversation means I listen, then I respond. And yet, that's not what James says. James says, be quick to listen, slow to speak. Don't let the words come out too quickly. Be quick to listen. And to listen means you got to ask questions about what you're hearing, got to clarify, got to validate. Wow, that must be hard to feel that way. And then you got to ask questions like, did you want a response or you just want to share? And then you might want to ask, is there anything else? Be quick to listen. I was struck by this so powerfully because I feel like so much of our world, so much of our lives is hampered because of people not listening. And I would love to be a person that listens well. And that doesn't mean like I don't have an opinion, but oh my gosh, I've had so many opinions. But it means that I want to learn how to listen, like James says, to be quick to listen, slow to speak. I think we reverse those all the time, don't we? And yet this is a part of being the first fruits of God's creation, and it's a part of that every good and perfect gift comes from above. And that first perfect gift, that good gift that comes from above, that God says is what you and I can bring, is the gift of listening. Of course, this passage flows on to the gift of salvation, right? To receive the word implanted, which can save you. But I wonder, if you look at your life, how many good and perfect gifts do you see in your life? Are there relationships you identify, that's a good gift in my life? Is there a job? Is there employment? Are there studies that you say, wow, that's a good gift in my life? Is there a book or a passage of scripture you've read recently that you say, wow, that's a good gift in my life? Why don't you take a few minutes identifying those today, and as you do so, give thanks. Give thanks to a God that doesn't change like shifting shadow, but brings those good and perfect gifts into your life. And then take the word from James today and do it. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. That alone might change the world.